Welcome to the Black American channel of the free and the brave. Today we're talking about those pesky Democrats yet again. And guess what they're doing again? Being contradicting to everything. But in this time particular, they are contradicting their entire battle for civil rights for Black people. Now, if you guys haven't heard, down in Tennessee, they have redrawn congressional districts because it's come to be found out that when you draw districts according to race, that is absolutely unconstitutional. Democrats are highly upset about this. And in one particular aspect, I can understand them. But overall, I don't. And I completely disagree with their outrage. And they need to look at it in a particular light, in a positive way. I'm going to get into all that. Before we do, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'm about to get into this video where there were some booger wolves and some booger bears of the Black community. We're highly upset and we're waiting for Republican politicians to exit the federal building so they could verbally assault them. They should have gone to jail. I don't know why. That's called Black privilege. Make sure you leave your comments down in the comment section so we can have a conversation. Let's get into it. Now, as you can hear, the particular vernacular from this one screams hood booger. Hood booger booger, because there is nothing but cursing. And you can obviously tell there's a lack of vocabulary. I am also sensing a very low IQ. And also, Black people, we are going to have to come to the realization that we live in a civilized world. We're not natives anymore. We're not cave-dwelling Africans or whatever the case may be. We actually now live in a civilized system, a society with laws and rules and procedures. With that being said, accosting politicians over something you don't agree with is 100% the wrong way to go about doing things. And we need to learn that we need to get into law. We need to get into politics. We need to get into the interworkings of our communities and be a part of those things again. Refocus on our family and education. Going after people like this is not the way. And it's further feeding into all of the negative stereotypes that we have garnered for far too long. It's only up to us to be able to change those stereotypes, because stereotypes don't poof come out of nowhere.
Jimmy Neutron looking at boy.
Not Jimmy Neutron, though. Oh, they did something, and I'm happy about it.
Boy. Look at him. Your ass don't look a day over 140. Off your face ass, yo, nigga. Your ass one step away from the grave, my boy. Oh, man. What's up, man? Get him. Hit him. Hit him. Hit him.
Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. And the young lady here, or the woman here, is screaming, hit him. Why are you inciting and provoking violence? Do you think those congressmen and women are going to waste their career over physically assaulting or even saying a word to you? You are uncivilized and putting an absolute terrible look on the Black community and people like myself, because I got to go out and be Black. And then we have people who of other races who go and see these types of videos and stereotypes right themselves. It's been going on for so long, I don't blame them anymore. Also, I can see why. I'm going to tell you why I can see why. I can kind of understand some of the uproar from them. So this particular decision was made. This particular decision was made on a previous decision in the 60s when they passed the Voting Rights Act, which allowed all blacks to be able to vote. Nothing's wrong with that. Equality. But within doing so, they started to gerrymander and fix the districts in a way to be able to have black districts and have black representation. Now, at the time, that is absolutely unconstitutional because they drew the districts racially, and excluding people by race or even including people by race is against the law. I can understand why it happened at the time. We lived in a different time. They lived in a different time back then and things were different. Black people needed a voice and the voice was given. Now things are correcting themselves because it's been 60 years plus, and they're taking the training wheels off now. I got to be honest. We've had enough time to be able to increase our net worth, our population, education, whatever the case may be. And if we haven't gotten there by now with all of the crutches being force-fed and helped along the way, then when are we going to do it? Because we can't continue to sit in laws and policies that are unconstitutional when the people that were actually set up almost a century ago are not even taking advantage of said opportunities. Because people can look around, people can see the black community is the absolute bottom of the list in literacy, in math, top of the list in incarcerations, top of the list in internal baby terminations, top of the list in so many negative things. Crime, how could I ever forget that? And people want to get the Constitution to read as it should. Drawing districts according to race is unconstitutional, no matter how much you cry about it. Cry more, because has any blacks' right to vote been taken away? No. So what's the difference depending on which district you vote out of? You can't just draw all these odd looking districts to say we have to have representation. No, they need to be drawn with some type of logic and reasoning. Great example, Florida. Go take a look at their new congressional map. I may pop it up right here. Let's go ahead and check out this last little video clip so we can finish this off and have our final conversation. Let's get this back up here.
This is nuts. Yeah. Hey. That is wild.
Jimmy Neutron looking at his boy. Screw y'all. Screw y'all in that shit y'all pay. Screw y'all. Screw y'all. Screw y'all in that shit y'all pay.
Screw y'all in that shit y'all pass. Now, I got to understand, or at least now I understand when I see comments down in some of these things when it's just black folks going crazy, talking crazy to each other, arguing, and they're saying, are they speaking English? Because if I did not grow up with this vernacular around me all the time, I too may not know what they're saying in these videos. Now, I want to talk about how taking away the training wheels, which were the gerrymandering on racial intent, how taking away and making this equal actually helps us. For one, if you want to move to a particular district, you can. You can't just be spread out. People usually tend to live around people that are like them. And that's how districts are formed. Indian, white, black, Hispanic, native, whatever the case may be, we can all live in the same community and be of the same ideologies, religions, things of that nature. Just living all over the place, sprawled out, and then strategically having those districts drawn so illogically. I don't know how they got away with it for so long. I even saw a report recently that in California, many of the Republicans are disheartened and don't vote because they know they live in districts that have been intentionally drawn to where they don't have a chance of winning. And it's crazy that how all of a sudden the Democrats want to be up in arms about gerrymandering when they weren't saying a word. When Virginia was trying to take 90% of the congressional seats or the districts. But the Supreme Court said, no. They came in and said, no. Virginia just happens to be one of the most balanced when it comes to left and right representation. They wanted to redraw the districts in a way where it was, instead of 60-40, it was 90-10. Come on now. The hypocrisy is real. Now, I believe in redrawing districts, but I don't believe in illogically redrawing districts in a way to where you are intentionally trying to just capture all of your representatives and your constituents in a district so you know you can win and get those seats. Now, politics gonna politic, but you can't do it no more. You can't do it anymore racially. And I think that's going to be a good thing because now a lot of Black people's votes will actually be heard in a certain way where it should be, because when you're in a district, people who run that district run it with the people who are there. Now, if you have a part of the district and it's way up here and out of the way, they may get neglected, or they may not even be people like you who want things that you do. And that would make that's what makes community and districts. Now, everything about this I look to be absolutely logical and reasonable. But Black people, we have been conditioned to complain and cry about any and everything we don't get along with, any and everything that we don't agree with. We got to stop it. We got to learn how to fight. We have to learn how to politic. We have to learn the laws and the procedures and how we go about moving in a dignified country and society. Please relinquish this victim mindset. Understand that what happened is not as detrimental as many of you, and I mean many, because Black people are going crazy thinking we're moving back into the Jim Crow era. Guess what, people? You can still vote. None of your rights are being taken away. No matter how much white liberals tell you, they're not trying to put us back in chains. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Trying to get up to 9,000 subscribers. Leave your comments down in the comment section so we can have a conversation. This is the Black American channel of the free and the brave.